Our celebrity guest, your clues one more time, everybody. We're TV host, former lawyer, paternity test. What I love about this is so many of you at home are now getting in on this. Dozens of responses in my email box. All of you guessed Maury Povich, except Mary Granado, who correctly guessed. Please welcome to the Pixel Up Morning News, Jerry Springer! Jerry!
Please don't get up. Don't get up.
Nice fireplace.
Jerry, beautiful shot behind you.
Yes.
10 out of 10 on the room rating.
Hello, it's Judge Jerry, folks.
Judge Jerry. So, Jerry, the question of the morning, and I feel like you
Yes.
have the experience for this because you sat in front of some big-time liars. How do you tell if a person is lying?
Well, if it's a man, his lips are moving.
Oh, snap.
And if it's well, it's just, it's living a life. You kind of know without even thinking too much about it. You can kind of tell after you talk with a person for 3 to 5 minutes. You usually can figure out all your antennae go up and you kind of know. I mean, if it's just one statement, that's pretty difficult to know whether they're lying. But as you talk with someone, you just can tell it's part of growing up. And,
I heard this thing that if a person was looking up and to the left, like while they were discussing with you, they were lying. No. But I feel like as a judge, you got to know kind of quickly.
Yeah, but sometimes
are you
with the
looking up
judge,
and to the left?
it's not just a matter of knowing when they're lying. Sometimes both of them are telling the truth. Well, they're being honest. In other words, they're telling the story from their perspective, which they honestly believe.
Right.
And so it's not a matter that someone is making it up. Oftentimes from their life, this is the truth. This is what happened. They're really hurt. So in the end, it's not so much a matter of saying who's lying, because if someone's lying, it's usually pretty obvious.
Right.
Because there's evidence one way or the other. But normally what I try to do is, what is the fair answer? What if you have 2 kids and the 2 kids are arguing? As a parent, you want to be fair. You want to be just. And you use that. That's the goal, not to figure out which one is lying. That's usually the easy part if someone's obviously lying.
Hey, Jerry, we've heard that when people say, I'll be honest with you, or let me tell the truth here. That kind of assumes that they're not telling the truth otherwise. But do you believe that?
Yeah,
because
but
I think a lot of times people say that anyways. It's just a way of kind of giving them extra time to think.
I totally agree with you. It's just verbiage until, it's like saying,
right.
So, right, because what you want to say when someone says to you, look, I'll be honest with you, you want to say, you mean everything else you've been telling me?
Right.
Why do you have to announce it?
Jerry, what about when I was in a relationship with someone once and I could always tell, or I assumed he was lying, because I would say something to him and he would repeat it back to me.
Yeah.
And he would say, well, I'm just mirroring you. And I thought he's trying to come up with a good excuse in his head while he's saying, so you found prophylactics in my night table is what you're telling me. And I'd say, yes. And you don't use them. So who are you using them with? So was he lying?
Wow. Is this Marisol, Jerry Springer's show ended. He's a judge now.
Well, I know that he's lying because he was on our other show last night.
Oh, there you go. But was there a paternity test?
But in all seriousness,
the test.
right? But in all seriousness, when someone is repeating you, because I know, psychologically speaking, you kind of want to mirror someone, right? You want to feel empathy towards them. But was he just buying time?
Maybe he's making balloon animals.
Yeah, I think right then he's probably in a panic stage.
Yeah.
Because the chances are he really wants to be with you. He has strong feelings.
He's in the past. I don't care what he feels about me. He's done. He's so far done. I just want to know this tactic.
This is why I love this segment. You never know where it's going to go.
But what about the eye contact,
though?
I know that. That was my question.
He was stalling for time.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to be. It's why any child initially, often the first instinct is to lie, is to say, I didn't do it. I wasn't there. My brother did it, whatever, because people don't want to be in trouble. No one likes to be either yelled at or caught out. So the instinct, and it's basically growing up and having good values that you finally decide, you know what, I better own up to what I did. But the initial instinct, so when he was caught, and he obviously was caught, he's trying to buy time. How can I get out of this that it doesn't just explode in my face? I think that's probably what he was doing.
OG?
Oh, yeah. Going off of what Betty said about eye contact, because growing up, my dad always told us, like, if you don't look him in the eye, he thinks you're lying, and you always have to look people in the eye. So I would literally stare people in the eye so they know that I was telling the truth. But then one time, my brother's friend said, can you stop looking at me? Your eyes scare me because they're really big. So after that, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be looking people in the eye. So sometimes when I talk to people, I'm very conscious of it. I have to look at them. I was like, just in case I scare them, I'm not here to scare you. So I just look away. I have to look away sometimes just to make them comfortable. So,
but sometimes, I never buy that if you're just looking somewhere else, because there are all kinds of reasons people. It's almost like a tick. You look someplace. Plus, sometimes if someone is just staring at you while you're talking to them, that's kind of unsettling. And maybe they're just trying to concentrate, thinking, how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah, like I'm just trying to focus on what that picture behind.
I don't think you can read into where they're looking as to whether or not they're lying. It could be something else going on,
Yeah, if you stare intently at someone, that could be alarming.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to talk about Judge Jerry for a second. 1.3 million viewers, highest syndicated court show in 5 years. Not too shabby.
And we have the names here of the people who aren't watching. So you don't want to be caught not watching.
Season 2 coming up. What can people expect?
Well, it's the only thing that is different, really, is obviously we can't fly people in. Because of COVID, and we have about half the cases are done remotely. But when you're watching the show, you don't know that. The technology is amazing. Like I'm sitting in Stamford, Connecticut, right up the road from you. So that's the courthouse, and that's where I am, and the bailiff. But the plaintiffs and defendants, the parties, they're in Arizona, they're in Atlanta, they're in, and using a green screen, and the technology is so amazing that when you look at them, you see the courtroom behind them. You swear they're in the room with me, but they're really not. So
you're talking to yourself.
Well, I spend a lot of time talking to myself. At my age, there's a lot of mumbling going on. But so that's. But I just love it. It's the only job in my life that I was trained for. I mean, every other job just fell in my lap. I had to. The only job I ever applied for was, being mayor. Obviously, you have to run for that. But everything else was just handed to me. I've had this charmed life, and I know it's not fair, but I've just been so incredibly lucky that I've had these great jobs.
Well, it's because you're a charming guy. We love you. We love you. We love you that you came on this morning.
Yes,
Thank you for being a friend of the show, Jerry Springer. We love you.
I love you guys. I really do.
No paternity test today, right? Not that we know of.
No. Well, actually, the people that answered the questions, they were right, because Maury does the paternity test.
Right. It's very true.
Old show.
Yes.
And and we do we're a circus. We do crazy stuff. But a paternity test is too serious for me to do.
That's the show that you can do with Marisol or whatever that you guys were talking about before. So thank you for being on here, Jerry. We love you.
Thanks,
Congrats
Jerry.
on the show.
Thanks, Judge
love
Jerry.
you guys. Stay safe.
You
Right
too.
back at you.